difference in that spurt early in the second half when they missed 15 straight shots and you guys were able to kind of flip the script on? I think it was a 26-6 run. What fueled that? Was it the defense fueling the offense, or was it a combination?
All year for this team, it's always the defense that fuels offense. That's something I talk about. That's something that I preach. That's what our team is. For us to be the best that we can be, we have to step it up on the defensive end. We've got to rebound and take care of the basketball. But defensively, we stepped up. In the first half, NC State was shooting nearly 60% from the field. Just not going to get it done. They were running their offense like they do in shoot-around, getting wide-open shots. We weren't impactful, physical on the ball, and that's something that we had talked about before the game, is being competitive on the ball, whether it's a one-on-one situation, ball screen, in the post. And in the second half, we stepped up, and I felt like we were making them work so hard to be able to get a shot that it was allowing them to miss shots. They were coming up short because of our presence on the ball. And I felt like when things got a little chippy, it ignited us a little bit as well. And I was really happy with how the guys responded in the second half.
You don't want to see chippy.
I don't mind chippy.
What the situation, like a near incident or whatever.
There's nothing happening there. I played in the 90s where a fight could break out and you could still play. That was nothing.
Yeah, I understand that. And do you like to see your team kind of have stuff like that because it just kind of gives them an extra juice, sort of what you're alluding to?
We don't need that, but I just felt like in this particular game, that chippiness ignited us even more. And but we talked about, having that competitive fire, but also keeping your composure. And I felt like we did that also. And our ability to get to the free throw line and make free throws.
Hubert, I know, kind of going over that, this isn't the first chippy game you guys have played this year, but what do you think it is about, I guess, the personnel of this team that kind of allows you guys to respond in the way that you guys do and almost, I guess, kind of fuel you guys for, I guess, the remainder of those games?
Well, our guys from the start have always enjoyed competition and competing. Our practices are spirited, they're competitive, physical, and that's the way that this group has played and practiced all season. So what you saw out there at the game, that's what I see every day at practice, so that we're not out of character when we do that out there on the floor. And to hold them to 22% in the second half, as good as NC State is, as gifted as they are, especially on the offensive end, that was an elite performance by the guys defensively in the second half.
Hubert, Coach Keats said that Elliot Cadeau was the difference maker for you guys, and he thought that he was really impactful. Do you feel that way?
I feel like he was very impactful. Elliott's from an offensive standpoint, his ability, whether it's one-on-one or ball screen action, to be able to get into the lane and be able to make plays. He's strong, and he can penetrate through contact. He can score. He can find guys, distribute. He was finding guys from three, cutting to the basket. And so his ability to be able to get into the paint really opened up a lot of things for us. And he played well at NC State. That's, back-to-back games playing against State that Elliott has played really well, and I was really proud of him.
Adam. Hubert, to your point about not backing down, from the physicality and the confrontation, this type of game is kind of a Harrison Ingram type game, isn't it? Like, he sort of feeds in an environment.
He likes that kind of stuff. He does. Harrison was Harrison today. Having a guy on your team that as soon as he walks into the locker room, everyone is just smiling and laughing. His personality just lifts people up. And then on the court, he just changes. He's a guy that can guard multiple positions. He can rebound. He can post. He can hit threes, offensive rebound, make free throws. He adds another ball handler for us. So with pressure, we can give him the ball, and he can bring it up and initiate offense. And you never have to tell Harrison, let's play hard. He just instinctively, in anything, practice, shoot around. Obviously, a game brings tremendous energy for us, and it fueled us today.
Ironically, Harrison actually said that he felt like the team came out a little flat in the first half. Do you agree?
I don't think we came out flat. I just didn't think we were playing very good defense. I thought our pace and offensive end was good. I felt like our energy and our effort was pretty good. In the first half, the little discipline and details defensively, that wasn't good. We were a missed box out here, a missed coverage on a ball screen there, going up for a shot fake, different stuff like defend. We were fouling, putting them on the free throw line. So that was our problem in the first half. But obviously, Harrison's energy was higher than anyone else's in the first half, and it really lifted us. And to be honest with you, kept us within 8 in the first half by his play in the first half.
Coach, how frustrating is that for you when on one end of the court on offense you're shooting 54%, 9-10 from free throw? Those are numbers you expect to be up and going into the second half, but then it's the little things on the other end that don't translate.
Well, I mean, that's what we talked about at halftime, that, and I didn't even think that we were as efficient as we could be in the first half, and that, our defense, and that's something that we talk about on a daily basis about what allows us to be successful. It is what it is. It's nothing about offense. It's everything about us defensively having a presence, us being impactful and winning the boards on both ends, and us taking care of the basketball, because NC State does a great job of getting steals and deflections.
Hubert, I know it was a quieter scoring day for RJ today, but still at the end of the game, the ball's in his hands on those critical possessions with like a minute and a half remaining. What can you say about the leadership that he provides, even when his shot may not be falling or when he may not be scoring at a higher rate, and just how he leads the team?
Well, we knew that, all year, he's gotten, defensive pressure, and coming off of 42, I'm sure they weren't going to allow him to get clean looks out there. And, again, that's one of the things that I really like about this team, is that it could come from different areas. So, like Virginia, it came from Cormac. The next game, it came from RJ. This game, it started off, it came from Harrison, and then everybody else just fills in. So when you go into it, you can focus on one person, but there's a number of parts to this team that allows us to be successful, and that's a sign of a pretty good team.
Couple more.
Hubert, the way Horn got it rolling in the first half.
He's so good. He's so good.
And the way it ended, with the way he pulled up on Paxson there. But like going into halftime, what did you want to change on him, and what did you think you guys got accomplished in the second half against him defensively?
Well, I thought, one of the things I always tell the guys, like at this level, as good as players like DJ Horn, you have to play defense before you play defense. It isn't like high school where you just start playing defense when your man gets the ball. There's a preparation in the way that you play in order to put yourself in a position, even have a chance to stop somebody defensively. And I thought, Cormac took that challenge. He came to me a number of times and he said, I want the challenge defensively. That goes back to Cormac. He brings so much to this team that allows us to be successful, not just his shooting and his leadership, but his competitiveness to step up and defend. And I really felt like in the second half, we made him work harder to get shots, much like they were making it hard for RJ to get open. And because of that, that wears guys out. And that's when you see jump shots hitting the front rim and not going to the basket and not getting to the free throw line. So I really think Cormac, and you have to give credit to the entire team for making them work hard to get shots. And I thought that was a huge key for us.
Two more.
What's the significance of being able to grind out wins in games like this, especially this time of year, where obviously it's going to be tougher and teams playing desperate and it can be ugly at times and that kind of thing?
Every game is competitive for us. It's in terms of this is what is required to win games. It would be nice to win every game by 50, but that's not life. You're going to have to work. You're going to have to compete. You're going to have to prepare. You're going to have to practice, and it's going to have to translate on game day. And that's what our guys are doing, and they've done that all season. So we knew coming into this game how talented NC State was, and we knew what kind of game it was going to be. And I was just happy with the response in the second half, especially on the defensive end, The crowd was amazing. I mean, there's just something. They're always great, but Saturday afternoon ACC games in the Smith Center, it's even better than great. It's like magical. And so the crowd really helped us today.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.